The public interest, which is what is this public interest? Nigerians. The public interest in learning about a sitting president possible connection to a major drug investigation is undeniably significant. That was what the judge said. So, but up till now, the CIA, the FBI, and all of them, they're still fighting to release this document today. So that one is left for them to decide. Maybe they're waiting for the right time. And we could see that this guy called Tinubu started, we saw what happened in October 2025, how he granted presidential pardon to 175 convicted criminals. We saw it very well in Nigeria. And when the list was published, those of them that are his citizens, they were very shocked to discover that many of those pardoned were drug traffickers. I want to arrive at something. People convicted of cocaine trafficking, heroin possessions, cannabis dealing, and all that. And we had some names that time. And the first name on that list was Nweke, which was 44 years old, who served life sentence. We all know the name, so there's no need for me to waste time and be calling the name. So the list continues with dozens more drug traffickers who received a full pardon and a sentence or sentence reduction. It was two ways. Tinubu government justified this by saying these criminals showed remorse. That was what his government said, that they have showed remorse and good conduct in prison. Meanwhile, our NNAMDI KANU, who committed no offense, the only offense he committed was to use microphone to tell the world and to tell Biafrans that Fulanis are coming to take over their land. Our Onyendu is there in Sokoto prison. So the same president who forfeited $460,000 in 1993 in a drug money laundering case is now pardoning drug traffickers. This is a cartel protecting its members. And we are going to see how these people work together. It even gets worse because Nigerian National Drug Enforcement, NDLEA, make a very big announcement about drug seizure all the time. But we don't see anyone standing trial. We don't see, because the president himself is the drug lord. In 2024, NDLEA reported seizing over 2.6 million kilograms of illicit drugs. Where are they? They arrested over 18,500 suspected traffickers. At Lagos port alone, they made drug seizure worth 134 billion naira. Where are those people that they arrested? They are nowhere to be found. We know the problem. Many of these traffickers are released shortly after arrest. We've seen the time without number. Major drug kingpins connected to the powerful politicians operate with impunity. Nothing can be done. So whatever the Drug Enforcement Agency is doing is waste of time. They have made a press release so many times. They have shown piles of seized cocaine and heroin for cameras to see. But where are the people that they arrested? Where are the people that they prosecuted? No one has been prosecuted, in fact. Just to show them, line them up, they will carry it as news headline, and that is the end of it. Why? Because the president himself must make returns to Venezuela. There must be returns. I am coming. Let me not run faster than my shadow. He must make a return. You see? So this is exactly what Venezuela was accused of, running a narco state where drug trafficking was protected at the highest level of government. So Maduro was charged with using Venezuelan state resources to facilitate cocaine trafficking. He allegedly protected Colombian drug cartel. We are coming to that. He allegedly allowed Venezuela to become a transit hub for drugs heading to the United States and Europe, while Nigeria is the hub for West Africa. Isn't it? So Nigeria operates the exact same system. Drug trafficking flourishes. We know how much money they are making. So seizures are made just for show, and the traffickers with connections are released, or either they are pardoned like what Tinubu did. And every other countries in Africa, they work in chains. The network is so large and complex. President Tinubu himself has documented 1993 drug case settlement that U.S. intelligence agencies are hiding for national security reasons. When it is time, they will bring it out. So if Maduro deserves to be captured and charged with narco terrorism, why doesn't Tinubu deserve the same? Why? Why can't he be captured? This is exactly what Maduro was accused of. But he got captured. Tinubu get protected by world leaders partnering with him. Why? It's about the oil. You see? So I want to go to this Maduro now before we see how to pause and then we put our heads together with the questions. So just give me some time. And before I continue, let us laugh small. I need answer because where is Bob Risky? Have you people seen Bob Risky recently? Please, it just entered my head now. Where is Bob Risky? Has anybody has anybody seen Bob Risky? Please, if you have seen Bob Risky since President Trump took over power, please let me know. Because I was just searching.
Make we ask Chetima. Make we ask Chetima. Ask Alaji, Fulani Alaji. Ask them, they go know.
Okay, okay. Yeah, my people. Let's see. Let's just see something. I'll see how I will manage so that we can go deeply. Yeah, Onyeka, what do you want to say before I go to the case of Maduro and the connection with Nigeria?
Okay, yeah, regarding this, what you just said now, my lady, see, I'm telling you, this particular topic is I'm telling you, this issue, I hope it reach where it's supposed to reach. You know, when Abakere was indicted by you, the Abakere, we know Abakere, who is the best friend. Abakere, they also accuse him of a drug. And they try to, and also, what's it called? This guy, the Hush Puppy issue, that is also accomplice, and also a drug issue. In that making sense? And why also one idiot again that call himself, well, that go to land to take title, and when the land is self, they don't care about himself. Why he would that Abakari is close friend, and the other one again that is like a powerful. Why you go and kneel him down for Chettima? Is that making sense? It's not connecting. I hope you reach where it's supposed to reach. You know, because these are the people who are blocking our freedom. They don't want us to be free because they are self-centered. They don't want a free country where their people will be okay. Go on, my lady. I hope it's making sense. I hope you go where it's supposed to reach. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, you took the mic and I had to drink a little water.
Okay. Okay, my lady.
Thank you. God bless you. So now, my people, we started the space. Welcome, oh, Madam K, welcome. Senior citizen, welcome. Tottiville, welcome. No, 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 no. So we started from the US withdrawing from the UN bodies, and then we've deliberated enough and discussed how it is advantageous to Biafrans. And then we talked about the Nigeria as a failed state with evidence and warning that they received in 2007. And we just finished a little overview of Tinubu's case in US, that truly he had a drug case. Why? Because he is working directly with Maduro. So now we want to now look at Maduro's capture, what really happened, and then his relationship in Nigeria. When we finish that, I think we have to do that similarities before we look at how the drug move from Venezuela before it gets to Europe. So just give, I'm not going to take a lot of time. So Biafrans, please, I pray God will give me the grace to be able to explain it much better. And as I said, if you know more, please feel free when you pick the mic, you add your own contribution. So we saw what happened January 3rd at exactly 3 a.m. when the US Delta Force soldiers raided the Venezuelan president, Maduro's home at Caracas. Broke into his home. We saw the news. Everybody read it. Broke into his bedroom and dragged him and his wife out. Sharp, sharp. Only God knows what they were doing. Maybe they were clapping. He dragged them out. Said, "Come on, come here." They did not see it coming and all that. And then they took them to New York. So he's facing charges of narco terrorism and cocaine trafficking. He's the boyfriend to Tinubu. And President Trump made a statement to him. He said that Maduro ran a narco state that flooded America with drugs. He said Venezuela rigged elections, kill protesters. Remember, Biafrans, that we have questions, will be very alert. Kill protesters and crush dissent. And Trump's message was very clear. China can't protect you. You see, we have China in Nigeria. China can't protect you. No military in the world could have executed this operation than the United States of America. So when Trump captured Maduro, that is his team, we could see that the world splitted into two camps. Immediately, they splitted into two camps. Those that were celebrated, those who celebrated his capture, and those who kicked against it. So those that celebrated, one of them was Hungary. And he made a statement, Hungary Prime Minister, he made a statement, he said, "I will not shed a single tear over the fall of any narco state ever." Portugal backed it up. Portugal said, "Maduro is a blood-tasting dictator who deserves detention." And Israel said, "We stand with the Venezuelan people against tyranny." So when Trump captured Maduro, they were very happy. You see, they were very happy. But there were few who made this statement. Israel Foreign Minister Gideon said, Israel commends the United States operation led by President Trump, which acted as the leader of the free world. You see, when APM calls him the leader of the free world, which acted as the leader of the free world at this historic moment. Israel stands alongside the freedom-loving Venezuelan people who have suffered under Maduro's illegal tyranny. Israel welcomes the removal of the dictator who led a network of drugs and terror. So these leaders who are complimenting President Trump in this action, they understood something very, very simple, that if you run a narco state that kills your own people, you should face the consequence. There are consequences attached to it, and you must face it. So they didn't just hide behind abstract principles about sovereignty, about this, about that. They recognized that Maduro's regime was criminal, just like Tinubu. But there was a contrast with the people, the gang, the cartel of Tinubu. There was a contrast with African Union, ECOWAS, and even Nigeria. And we know where we have the headquarters of ECOWAS. It's in Abuja. And immediately Nigeria issued an official statement condemning US operation because they are protecting something. They call it a violation of Venezuela's sovereignty. I don't know if they don't have any other vocabulary in Africa than sovereignty and territorial integrity. But when they went and bombed Benin Republic, they did not think of sovereignty and territorial integrity because it doesn't, support their interest. It doesn't protect their interest. Now, they invoked Article 2. Look at they captured Venezuelan's president. Nigeria stood here and invoked Article 2, Paragraph 4 of the United Nations. Why are they panicking? Why are they carrying the pain on their head? Why were they taking Panadol for Venezuela? They invoked it immediately. And it says, which prohibit the use of force against sovereign state. My people, what force did they use in Benin Republic? Did they go there to pour ice water in Benin Republic? And the next thing, ECOWAS invoke, which their head office in Abuja, international law to protect Maduro's sovereignty. Does it mean that they don't have any other thing to think about? And we saw how they gathered some refract, hungry men and women, and they organized what they call solidarity protests with Venezuela. Always in the opposite side. Nigeria, which has a president with documented 1993 drug case settlement, organized protests in defense of Venezuela's president charged with drug trafficking. Ghana also jumped in. I was like, Ghana. Ghana Foreign Ministry was even more dramatic. Oh. I said, look at this one. They also issued a formal protest describing the operation as an unauthorized invasion and reminiscent of the colonial and imperialist era. That was what the grammar that Ghana spoke. African Union called an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council to challenge the legality of Trump's action. Somalia's representative titled the meeting. You know, they've made him the president now. The meeting title was Reaffirming International Rule of Law. Sub was pathways to invigorating peace, justice, and multilateralism. That was the subtopic for their meeting, subtitle for their meeting. And the UN Secretary, Antonio, that one that has never solved any problem, issued a statement as well. Remember, this is the reason I started with the importance of United States withdrawing from most of those UN bodies, so that by the time we come here, we will see the need why United States of America had to withdraw and how it is beneficial to us, how it is a breakthrough to us Biafrans. Because there is no way we will ever get a breakthrough if they were still in those bodies. Because those bodies have been compromised by terrorists. I don't know if I'm making sense now. I don't know if the script now is making sense. What we are discussing since is making sense now. So the UN now kicked against it. They kicked against it. And he said, independently of the situation in Venezuela, so they know there's a situation, this development constitutes a dangerous precedent. So he knows that there is a situation in Venezuela, but he's not saying, because he's benefiting from the drugs. He's benefiting from the cartel. This development constitutes a dangerous precedent. I am deeply concerned that the rules of international law have not been respected. Do you now see why America pulled out? I made reference to international law before when we started. Do you now see why they pulled out? You see what is happening? Now, on the surface, you say, oh, this statement sounds so principled, defending sovereignty, but they have never, respected, they did not respect the sovereignty of Biafra. They did not respect the sovereignty of Benin Republic just a few weeks ago. But here are these people, the same set of people talking about respecting sovereignty. Where was ECOWAS when Nigerian security forces massacred us? Where was ECOWAS? When they massacred peaceful Biafran protesters in 2015 and 2016, where were they? Amnesty International has published a comprehensive report. Where were they? When the Nigerian terrorist military were killing Biafrans, where were they? Nothing. They said nothing. Where was African Union? When at least 1,844 people were killed in Nigeria's southeast region, which is Biafra land, in 2021, where were they? When the Nigerian army admitted killing over 180 Biafrans in just 3 months in 2024, where was African Union? Where was Ghana? Concerned about the colonial and imperialist era tactic when our Onyendu was extraordinarily renditioned. He was kidnapped from Kenya 2021. Where was Ghana? They brought him back to Nigeria, where he has been sentenced to life imprisonment. Where was Ghana? So all these people rushed to defend Venezuela, a man that is charged with cocaine trafficking, because they are also sniffing the same thing. A man that rigged election, a man that killed his own people. But they stay completely silent when Nigeria does the exact thing to Biafrans. Are you people seeing the pattern, what is happening now? They are not defending principles. They are defending the system that is feeding them. They are defending the system that they are benefiting from. Because if Nakoto State face accountability, then Nigeria is in trouble. That is why they are panicking. And very soon we'll understand why Nigeria will be in trouble. It's already in trouble because our lobbies have sworn for them. The same thing that happened in Venezuela is going to happen in Nigeria. It's just a matter of time. So if dictators who massacre protesters face consequences, then Tinubu is in trouble as well. So they are doing everything to protect Tinubu. If oil extraction regimes that crush, dissenting regions face sanction, then the entire African political establishment is in trouble because they are defending the system itself. Nigeria operates a cartel state just like Venezuela. So defending Maduro means defending their own right to run extraction operations without international accountability. That is what all these people did. So when you think about what Trump said when he announced Maduro's capture, he said, China can't protect you. No military in the world could ever or could have even executed the operation that captured Maduro the way United States did. That is a direct warning to every dictator who thinks international alliance will protect them, like Nigeria that ran to Turkey, like them that ran to China and France for protection. It will never happen. After Sokoto was bombed, they are scrambling for help. They ran to Egypt for help. So the African Union defense of Maduro is really about fear. Fear that if the United States can capture Venezuela's President Maduro for drug trafficking and repression, Nigeria President Tinubu, with his documented 1993 drug case, might be the next person. That is why they are panicking. That is why they are organizing protests. Not because they care about Venezuelan sovereignty, no, but because they are afraid of the same standard will be applied to them. And it should be applied to them. So when you see Hungary and Portugal and Israel speak clearly, they are not running extraction cartel. That is the reason they can speak boldly and support what Trump is doing and support the freedom of people. They don't depend on crushing minority regions. No, they don't do that. They don't need to defend narco state because they are not operating as narco state themselves. But this African, what do you call this? Okotukonu. Hey, I want to know the meaning of that thing. It's Mama Betty that loves to call them. Okotukonu. I beg go. Help me now if I cannot pronounce well. Do you know what I'm trying to call? Hey.
Is it Achikote
What is
Ekponu?
that? What is
Is
Eh,
it
that? Huh?
Achikote Ekponu?
Achikote Ekponu, Achikote Ekponu. That is all this bunch of miscreant.
okay. Okotukonu. They used to start.
Achikote Ekponu.
Bunch of riffraffs. Bunch of riffraffs. If you
Okay,
bunch of
bunch of
riffraffs.
different, but I want to call it architecture corner.
Achịkọta ekwe
Okay,
ọnụ, achịkọta ekwe ọnụ, achịkọta, ze achịkọta ekwe ọnụ,
achikota econo. Okay,
achịkọta ekwe
thank
ọnụ.
you. You see, we have to learn. I must learn before I go to. Thank you so much. All of them.
Achịkọta is spelled
Eh,
ACIKO. Achịkọta, bringing them in group and price them 1 penny. Achịkọta ekwe ọnụ.
okay, achikota econo.
That is what it
Eh,
is this thing, but
Exactly.
in this sense,
thank
it's
you.
a bunch of riffraffs, a bunch of nonsensical people.
Okay, so all these achikote econo, like African Union, all these ECOWAS, they can't speak clearly because they are complicit. They are part of the same system. Because holding Venezuela accountable means holding Nigeria accountable. And that threatens the entire arrangement. You see? That is what is happening. Why is Nigeria defending a drug trafficking president? Why would they do that? This man called Maduro has connection with Nigeria. In 2006, when he came for Abuja summit, he came before he became the president of Venezuela. He came. Why am I saying all these things? It's for Biafrans to begin to wake up and see that there is no hope for them in Nigeria. There is absolutely no hope. You see how US have pulled out of UN. That was why I started from there. To show you that it is about the interest of each nation. America first, Biafra first. But US will not leave their own challenges and come and carry our own on their head. They are looking for a way to reorganize their nations, to add more salt to their nation again so it will have taste. It is our responsibility. The way has been opened, the door is open, the window is open. Why don't we grab it? The only thing we need is funding, nothing more. Everybody now is rushing to get their own freedom. Few days ago, I saw Southern Yemen also declaring their independence. Everybody needs freedom. Freedom is so sweet. People are tired of dictatorship in their lives. Dictatorship ruling, they're tired. What are we waiting for? We must not miss this opportunity. We must grab it. Venezuelans, they were rejoicing. What of Somaliland? They are all rejoicing because freedom is sweet. So before this man became the president, he visited Nigeria. So what he said will reveal the connection between these cartel states. In 2006, you see, when he came, he was the what is it called? It was the foreign minister under President Hugo, and he led a delegation to Abuja for an African South American summit. You see, they've already formed an organization, Africa, South America, because this country is in South America, just like Guyana, South America. Everybody will always have a connection with evil Nigeria. Every corrupt nation will always find a partnership in Nigeria. So he came there and, during that summit, he spoke to Nigeria media about his vision. You see, I want us to understand that this thing did not start today. But being what our brother said, Onyeka, Nigerians are people that when things happen, they make noise for 1 week and then they push it behind. Life goes on. They forget about it. They don't look at the consequence of that thing. No, they just see things in the surface and they move on. Not knowing that they have come to destroy even the unborn generation. That is the problem in that country. You see, I just want to share with you the vision this man had. He called for what? Stronger ties between Africa. Listen, my people, between Africa and South America. Does this sound familiar? The same bond Iran asked for, the same bond China asked for, the same bond France asked for, the same bond UK. Of course, UK already have. UK is their landlord. So he said that he wants stronger ties between Africa. This Africa is Nigeria. Once you get Nigeria, you will get other African nations. They are small now because they say Nigeria is the largest. So you will get, just capture Nigeria, others will join. They will use money and bribe them to join. So he wanted to create a Bank of Africa and South America. Whenever you hear bank, know that Nigeria will accept so that they can borrow money. Because it was because of this same loan, they took Nigeria and registered Nigeria under OIC. We've talked about this, I think, was it last week or so? So this man wanted to create a Bank of Africa and South America to achieve financial autonomy. These people are criminals. So for both regions, this financial autonomy would have been for both regions. So he said this was necessary to do what? Listen, to resist what he called hegemonic ambition of Washington elites. This fight against Washington did not start today. Wait, okay, I thought the space has ended. It did not start today. So he said Venezuela wanted similar cooperation in the energy sector, which is the oil, of course. So he was building alliance with African oil states to challenge Western control of global oil markets. I hope you understand what he was trying to do here. So Maduro wasn't just running, wasn't just running Venezuela. He was trying to build a network, you see, network of oil states that could operate independently of Western oversight. So they will operate, Western side will not know that they're operating, and Nigeria was part of that vision. They agreed because they are evil. Anything evil, call Nigeria in, they'll tell you that they are ready. So now, think about what happened after 20 years. In January now, 2026, this state, the US had to capture this man and charge him with narco-terrorism. Meanwhile, Tinubu, who has his own 1993 drug case, remains protected. Why? But let's look at the deeper connection now. Nigeria has become exactly what Maduro envisioned for them. Did you see what is happening? A cartel oil state that operates with impunity because Western powers need the oil. He has achieved it. There is also a drug trafficking connection. International security experts confirm that Nigerian criminal network have extensive connection to drug cartel in Latin America, including Venezuela. So in the early 2000, the Mexican Sonalo cartel, one of the groups, Maduro, was accused of working with, established operations in Nigeria. And the Nigerian citizens are just there floating, making noise, without knowing that there is nothing called Nigeria anymore. Look at who now came in. Mexican Sonalo cartel, one of the groups this Maduro was accused of working with. They came and established operations in Nigeria. They established operations in Ghana, Mali, and Senegal. Their citizens are not aware of what is happening because West Africa, particularly Nigeria, became a key transit route for cocaine from Venezuela to Colombia and then to Europe. We will talk about that later. So the drug now flows from South America to Nigeria, then to European markets. And as it is flowing, my people, the price are changing. People are making money on top of it. So Nigerian network facilitates this because of their established connection in Europe. It makes their connection very, very easy. So when we say that Nigeria is African Venezuela, we are not just making it up. We are not just talking about similarities. We are talking about actual connections in real time. Because when this man visited Nigeria in 2006, calling for all these all-state cooperation to resist Western control, Nigerian drug network with the same Latin America cartel Maduro was accused of protecting. So both countries operate extraction system where oil flows to elite while citizens are the ones suffering. Look at Biafra land today. No infrastructure, no motorable road, nothing. We are the ones that are suffering. So both leaders now have drug allegations against them, and both are protected by the same international system that they claim to resist because their oil is too valuable to disrupt. So if Maduro gets captured for running a narco oil state, that he tried to build connection with Nigeria, why doesn't Nigeria face the same scrutiny when Nigerian network are part of the same global trafficking system? Why? So I want us now to look at this. I'm going to read exactly what is happening, and then you tell me about the parts of it in Nigeria, in Nigerian context. You see, I don't know. That is how I plan to run this space. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on.
Hello?
We can hear. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So now we've seen that the connection between what is it called? Maduro and Nigeria and Tinubu. You understand? What do you have to say about this connection before we go into how the cocaine, the highway 10, is distributed? What do you have to say, and what advice will you give to Biafrans who still expect us to be talking every day, reminding them? Because it has come to a point that all of us must put our resources together. So I would love my co-host to say one or two things before I bring up the question, and then our viewers or listeners or whoever wants to speak will give us in the Nigerian context. I will use my mic here. My co-host, are you there?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Our tutorial. I just want to contribute a little based on the analysis you've been giving. like when you mentioned that Nigeria is another Venezuela in Africa, I just want to let you know that Nigeria is even worse than Venezuela as it is. I have been hearing Venezuela. I think I have not seen the level of massacring that is happening in Nigeria. I think if it is happening in Venezuela, it is happening, but it's not like the way it is happening in Nigeria. I think it will be coming in the media. It is obvious Nigeria own is worse. And I want to let you know that just take your time and look at those countries that are supporting this Venezuela. You will just find out that this is what we call birds of the same feathers, flying together. Some country like Ghana. I think it was last week or last 2 weeks, I had a call from somebody who is a friend I know from Lagos who now lives in Ghana. Was telling me, when he called me, he showed me video about Ghana. He was telling me that he called me my brother. You cannot believe that Ghana is in the dark. That even in our village, we have not even seen any village that can be compared with Ghana. That Ghana is living in the mud house. Oh God. Such are the countries, a corrupt country, a country that are never do well, African country. I want to say that, you see, this UN is a terrorist UN. I just want to use this opportunity to ask UN, what happens to the 6 months ultimatum you give Nigeria over our leader that Nigeria kidnapped from Kenya? What happens to that 6 months ultimatum? Have you now seen that UN is worthless? You people did not even worth $1. 1 cent is what you people did not worth 1 cent. This UN as worthless. As a matter of fact, I must say kudos to our president, the president of the whole world, Donald Trump, for leaving that cause UN, a terrorist UN, a never do well of UN. These people are the reason why terrorism is going global. These people are the reason why there is poverty everywhere. And I want to use this opportunity to tell our president, Donald Trump, please, there's an adage our people said that said, in a family where we have where there is 5 children, 7 children, 8 children, 10 children, and one person has money, that family is still in poverty. The reason why the world is experiencing this terrorism, this hardship, is because there is people who need to be free in order for them to contribute to the growth of global villages. So these are just what I want to let us know here. And as well, I want to use this opportunity to tell our Biafrans that the time is now. If we did not wake up this time and stop Nigeria, very soon now they will come out with their propaganda campaign in 2026. They have to start their campaign against 2027. We have to do what we have to do to make sure we stop these people. Thank you very much. I think I have to yield this mic from here. Sister Tut, I don't know if I should rotate the mic, or do you have something to say? Then we can move forward. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, my co-host. I think she is not there. Let us come in from this angle. So I'm going to start with we'll look into three sections, and then we give the opposite of what in Nigerian context, and please try and back it up with example. So I'm going to read what is happening in Venezuela, and then you give us in Nigerian context what you understand, and then you use that to educate Biafrans, and we'll see how we can continue with that. So I want to come from the angle of extraction, oil dependency and extraction economics. So in Venezuela, the Venezuela has world largest proven oil reserve, okay, 303 billion barrels, and oil accounts for 95% of export earning and 25% of GDP. I will assist by telling you to know the impact of this, but you have to tell us in the Nigerian context. So you see, under this, you could see that both countries are trapped in resource cost. What I mean cost. What is cost in Igbo language? We can help me. Cost, like causing someone. CURSE. How do we call it?
Ịkpali mmadụ.
Okay, Ibono. So both countries are trapped in a resource Ibono. Massive oil well that enriches elites while impoverishing citizens. So when oil prices fall, entire economy will collapse. What do you have to tell us in Nigerian setting about this? Is the same thing happening in Nigeria? Do we have oil in Nigeria? Is Nigeria trapped in what I call resource cost, just like Venezuela? So how is it happening in Nigeria with all the oil that they have? What happens to their citizens? Are they also suffering like the citizens of Venezuela? That is, I don't know who is ready to expatiate more on that.
Please, sister, please. I don't know if I can come in because I might leave any
Yeah,
moment,
that's
please.
what I wanted to say. Okay, Mazi Afam, you can take over the mic. Mazi, encode the number, please hold on. The mic will reach you very soon. Mazi Afam, you can speak to Biafra now. Thank you.
Yeah. My brother Onyenyere, I miss your voice. So long time, and Happy New Year. My sister Tuto, Big Sis Inky, respect to every one of you, Sister Betty. Where's my COS I have 1 million, got the number. I respect everyone. 30 veteran, all of you. My love to you guys. Simon, please. I greet everyone. Please, before I want to say something that is very important. You know, this thing, the angle I want to come, Sister Tutor, is on the drugs that you're talking about. And we have a very big impact to play on that when Biafra comes. That is if I'm alive to see. Because why I say this is that I will give you, I'm saying what I know, I'm not saying what I had. Because it is very important that we have to understand this. It is not coincidence that Ato Eze, the so-called Mojus Okano, Obi Kubana, and the code them that they went to Venezuela. There's an airport in Venezuela. This airport is out from a private airport into Caracas. This airport, private jets are being parked the way cars are being parked in a car park. Imagine where you can come more than 200 private jets parked like cars. And these are families that runs Venezuela. These are corrupt people. These are people that destroys people. And why I'm saying this is that if we don't If we are not careful, is not trying to get our independence, our people are going to be destroyed. And it will not, our ancestors will never forgive me that I have an impact to make or something to do, and I will not do. Because it's very important. It's something I know very well. Don't ask me how I know. This airport I'm saying, that is where anybody who says Maduro is not a drug dealer, I will give you evidence. From that airport, they take cocaine from there direct to Florida, many places, direct. Then I will tell you another thing. From Venezuela, majority of the Nigeria zoo senators you see today, they are drug traffickers, all of them. Most of them, they are drug traffickers. They operate from Venezuela to Nigeria. So it's not a coincidence that Maduro came there 2006. Sister, what you're saying, you're right. They have a very strong connection. And the people they used to run this business is all these criminals, all these our people, Obi Cubana chief, all these Cubana chief priests, all these stupid money you see, they make noise.
Davido.
At the end of the day, in the expense of our people, when they dump these things, like even Ghana, they use Ghana from Venezuela to Ghana, Gambia, Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry. I'm telling you what I know. It's not that I had. So that is why when they troop it in from Cameroon, most of all these things, it goes to Lagos. It comes to Nigeria. That is why you see our people, they are trying to destroy our people. There was a time our PM was digging on, talking about this. And from there, they spot the one they spot to Europe. Our people, when we talk about Biafra, people think it's all about just talking. That is why I say these people, they are fighting us in all angles. You should not be surprised why Cubana chief priest went to kneel down to Shitima. A lot goes with it. Tinubu is a drug dealer. When Tinubu came to this place, to Brazil, when he came to Brazil, when he came here, did he not tell Nigerians that he's going to put a direct flight from Brazil here to Abuja? He deceived people, he never did it, but he has come for what he came for. So what Trump is doing, what he's doing to protect the citizens of America. And it's very important that we also always think of protecting our people, because drug destroys. It has a lot to do. It has a lot. Please, it's very important. This teaching is not just that our sister is saying it. A lot is going on and you can't imagine what is happening. So whoever tells you that Venezuela, Nigeria is another Venezuela, that person is not making mistake. And all these things, they runs it with generals in Venezuela, generals in all these African countries. They shift a lot of things in Ghana. I can give you, not just telling you the prices, everything that goes on. That is why I said I have to be in this part, because I have a lot to play when it comes to this, when our government comes, because we have to fight it with tooth and nail to make sure that it's zero drug out of our land. If not, we are going to regret it. And this is where they're pushing our mothers that are here. This drug is the reason why most of our brothers, your husbands, your sons are scattered everywhere in the whole world, in jail. These same drugs. A young guy that is a very good guy, is not up to 3 weeks. He died in where? He died in Murumbi, Burundi. He died with drugs ingested in his stomach. He couldn't vomit it. He couldn't do anything. This guy has families. He just lost them. He died just like that. All these things is drugs. Go to Ethiopia, you see our people. You see your husbands, your sons, your children. Go to South African jails, you see people that have been condemned for 15 years. Go to everywhere, Asia, those that are being killed, that are being hanged. And most of our people, because of the poverty that these criminals did put to us, then we see it as a fast money. We see it as a quick money, and it destroys our people. Majority of your children that you're looking today are scattered everywhere. All the
Biafrans.
Okay. Yeah, we want the Biafrans to hear that. All right. So, Onyeka, you have the mic after, or do you guys permit me to give?
Thank you so much, my lady. You
Okay.
see, this particular announcement, I think, is very, very everything in our various platform. We need to be echoing it. Is very, very timing. Information Minister, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're a gift to us. And what political observed, once again, you see, what Nigeria have in common is very, very with Venezuela. And I can tell you that Venezuela, like someone said before, Nigeria is what is happening in Nigeria is worse than that of Venezuela. But is like Nigeria, more interests are placed, and those people who have interest in Nigeria, they're actually suppressing the suffering, what we're suffering. And these people, if fail to rise up, they will continue suppressing the evil. I can tell you, if the West, if Donald Trump or West know exactly what is happening in Nigeria, they would have acted more than before now. But most of those who are involved, they are suppressing information. You see, we have the Venezuela have oil, Nigeria have oil in mass. Even they do say Venezuela have more than the world best, largest in the world, but that is a lie. In terms of oil, Nigeria in Africa here, you have highest, and the gas, Nigeria have highest in the whole world. Not even second. They will tell you second. I want you to know that anything these people tell you second, you know that you are the first. Anything they tell you, even third, you are the highest. They won't want you to know that you are the highest. That is why. Anything you see, they tell you they are second largest, you are the highest. The gas deposit in Biafra land, the one in the whole world put together, that one is bigger than. I'm telling you, that is why you see them putting their pipe, Europe, to take the gas, without knowing that Simon Ekpa they imprisoned, he owned the gas, and through that Simon Ekpa you get the gas, whether you like it or not. Okay? You can never think that maybe you have power because of that. You riding over us. That pipe, we're going to break it. Okay? All these things is what they have in common. Like my brother already said, all of them, they use private jet. All those people that see bragging private jet in Nigeria, all of them. That is why I hear one.
I think we've lost him.
Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? It's a
Okay,
mistake.
I hear you
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I think it went. I'm muted without knowing. That is why you see all the one that are using P jets with even the what do you call the pulpit bandits. Pulpit bandits that are using P jets, they are all into it. All of them. Maybe we are just calling others. All of them that you see that are parading P jets and this thing, they are all into this. That is why they can never support Biafra. Because they know themselves. I said it before that this is what they call quid pro quo. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. I am telling you, if we fail to take advantage of this Trump, hey, sorry. Trump came back because of us. I say that Trump came back to sit because of Biafra. And that is how it will be. And Chukwokike may told that Trump to finish that thing. The reason why he came back. Another savior, holy, 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 holy. Donald Trump is another savior, holy, 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 holy. Donald J. Trump is another savior. Donald Trump is another savior. Yes, to the whole world. You know, some people when our people too carry with emotion. This is how we praise Obama. That's the only thing that is with you are the one who came to kill you. You know what Obama come across us? I watched a video where it's long time where Trump said that if you had to come back again, you like to be a black person. You know, Donald Trump is a very honest man. Nobody is perfect. But among the people you see now, he is the savior because he fights for humanity. The only president that ever asked, why are you killing Christian? Even the Pope in Vatican City never asked that question. He never asked that question, let alone the pulpit bandits or bishop in Nigeria. But the only one that asked, he asked it first time and he came back again to prove you that he's not pretending. He still put it back again. And you see some pastors who claim to be pastors in Nigeria. They are speaking against this man and they're still going to their church. I'm telling you, Agu Yerigi. So my people, we have something similar thing. Nigeria, that is in the country like this, their citizens suffer most. Only those who are those big men, they like to for let them to stand. Look at that Anon Pama that call itself only December time you just come and share bag of rice. Is that what you that will continue to do? They don't care for you to stand. Only come every December, they come and share you bag of rice, share 20,000. They call it Zibondo. But Fulani is killing our people. He never said anything. He only what he brought in our people to bring zone 7 police station, and they give Fulani a place where they stay. They kidnap our people, rape our people, and he never said anything. I told you one thing, you go to every village, you will see people like that. No matter what you kill, they can never say anything against your people, against those killers. Rather, they only play role as a godfather in election, to put somebody who will continue doing their biddings. In a country like this, I'm telling you, people who are the common people that are suffering, they will suffer from generation to generation. Nothing will happen unless you rise up and liberate yourself, which what we're doing now. Put every effort. Know that our freedom is in our hands. Looking at all those morons that call themselves for Kwandaibu, look at how they go and celebrate in Igbo land is free. I serve. But they forgot that is more than the Kanu and press someone and those are the defense forces. They are the one who make it like that. Or do you think any Nigerian military want to serve? They do not serve those in middle belts that fought to keep Nigeria one. They leave them. Is it you, Biafra, that they hurt? They will come and serve. This is very imperative. We echo this to who care to know. And those morons that are past this, going around trying to, this important time, suddenly rise up, say Igbo Muslim, to cause confusion. We are trying to be free from one. We are bringing under slavery again to us. Iran people now, they are chasing, say they don't want Islam, that Islam is slavery. Then you are bringing it to our land. As Tinubu is bringing France that they push out of Africa. Tinubu is bringing them. So is bringing Iran. This one is bringing Turkey. Houthi, a slave, pretender they use to tell you the more you look, the less you see. He bringing Turkey, the same terrorist. And he failed to ask him, why did that moron open mouth to invite Gowon into our land during his migration? He never asked why. What transpired? What transpired? Our people must, this time around, listen, my people. Some people will be used first hand, iron hand, to treat them. Because if you're trying to repel them, they will draw everyone into destruction. And I'm not part of those they will draw into destruction. Rather, we'll cut them off, cut the answer off, and save those who want to be saved. Enough is enough. While people are suffering so much, we have everything in our land to live better than Dubai. Look at Abia State. That Abia State which is covering. What he have there is enough to build better than Dubai. Why is he borrowing money to mortgage your future? Why is he borrowing money? Money cannot pay to mortgage your future. Abia, which is developing Abia State, which is doing well, but he failed to reason. He failed to reason that he said to be the priority of everything is the protection of life and property. It's not property and life. Whatever he's doing, but they don't care about your life. It's immaterial. It's immaterial. It's a nonsense. It is your life first. Okay? It's your life first. In Law Panther, he said he came and tell us that it's 70 bodies. For him to say 70, you should know that it should be 70 times 10. 70 times 10. But do you think that such thing will happen in the north? Any Igbo man will be alive there today? Do you think anything like that will happen in Southwest? Any Igbo man will be alive there today? Look at Law Okwama. How they level our people, Nudi, how they clear our people because of a military. Last time they beheaded an Igbo man who is a major general. If that man happened to be a friendly man, do you think that people will be alive there today? I want you to know something, that when you are targeted, if you have to know that you are targeted, you will end up being destroyed. Look at what happened in Lagos. Our people in a building were born, they were calling for help, until someone sent people to barricade there. They never allowed them to get help until they died inside that building. Until they died. They were calling for help for almost 8 days, calling to come and help them. They blocked them, never allowed people to enter there to help them. And his time is not a deliberate. And you see what Chetima said in audio happening, everything happening, the way he said it. And yes, he called himself Igbo man. You're still looking for Peter Obi to come and follow again. Aqua like a rigi. Also got me going on weekend. I'm telling you, you people that fail to reason, you will reason by force. And we are not going to join you to destroy. We help you destroy. We save our life, save our land. Our children will not suffer this. What I'm suffering is where I am now. What I'm suffering where I am now. I am telling you, I don't wish anybody to suffer it. And I will fight in making sure that our children will not suffer it. Because we have all it takes to have a better life, to grow old and die with dignity. That's what we're fighting for. And anybody who will be obstruction to us, hey, you will literally get it. Put that by saying this without apology anymore on. Thank you.
Okay, good number. Thank you so much for your submission. The ball is in our court, and we have to decide what we want. Either we continue to be in Nigeria or we find our way out. Please, we'll begin to manage time, Biko, so that I can see how I can complete the other section. So we'll try and then, because we've not even entered how they move this thing. But before then, I want us to add this to the first one we discussed. Good number, you really focused on the question. Thank you so much. And Afam, our brother, the man with the baritone voice. So now you have to add this one because it is similar. Between 1999 and 2019, Venezuela earned over $1 trillion from oil export. Most disappeared through corruption, mismanagement, and offshore accounts. My question is it happening also in Nigeria? And when you are explaining it, please give us example. And then tell Biafrans what they have to do. Venezuela earned over $1 trillion from oil exports from their country. And most of this money disappeared through corruption, mismanagement, and offshore accounts. Is the same thing happening in Nigeria? Do the citizens benefit from this money? Do they benefit from this oil wealth? As I said, it's almost similar to the other one. But this now comes under all revenue mismanagement. Is it happening in Nigeria? And please, when you want to answer it, please try and stick to this oil side because we have others so that we don't mix it up. And before we start, let us enjoy this brother small. Oh.
What Donald Trump is doing. If those countries have decided to go rogue, somebody has to call them to order. In fact, the whole of Latin America, the whole of all the countries in Latin America, their economy and their government is situated or is founded on a drug. Drug is their mainstay, and America is the route to those exports. That is what Donald Trump is after. All of them, Mexico, Colombia, all of them, they deal on drugs. It is their mainstay. And America is the market. My dear, if I were Donald Trump, as I told you here, I would do more than that to bring sanity. What are you telling me? You know, who wears the shoe know where he's pinching. The man warned him, stop this thing you are producing, even as a president. The man refused to listen. Okay, the oil resources, is he using it to better the life of Venezuelans? Most people have left that country because of Maduro and his governance. It's on record. Most people have left Venezuela. He chased them out. So what are you telling me here? Is Donald Trump threatening the whole world or some selected country where there are rogue governments? That is the question here. If this government or if this president cannot bring order in government, why can't Donald Trump? Like he came here and bombarded Nigeria. If the Nigerian government has done the needful, will Donald Trump come? That is the question. We all listen that we are talking about morality. Meanwhile, morality is not helping us. That is why Nigeria is where it is today. Sovereignty. Sovereignty. Where did the sovereignty leave us now? Terrorists, they didn't respect your sovereignty when they entered the year. Look at the scores of human beings that have died. Be sincere to yourself. Will Donald Trump tolerate what is happening in Nigeria, in America? Even it cannot even happen. So why is it happening here?
Okay, so that has added, more information for you to answer the question. And we have Rage and Fury after. Was it Mama before Rage? I beg you. I wasn't looking. Where are my co-hosts? What would I do?
Ladies first now. Ladies first now.
Mama
Rage.
Betty, Mama
It
Betty.
is rage. It's rage.
Rage
Okay.
Okay. So, Rich, Biko, let's begin to. Sebi, you know what to say, right?
Ladies first is our protocol. Ladies first, please. Don't protocol. Ladies first,
Onyeka,
please.
I will
Don't.
remove
Oh
you
yeah,
from the mic.
give our me
Onyeka,
first.
I will remove you from the mic if you interject again. Biko, allow the two of them. Mama say Ray should go. You are saying it's ladies first. Cool down, your blood dey hot. Cool down. So please, who is going now? Mama, is it you or Rich?
Was there before me.
Okay, so after Rich, you go then. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Rich, you have the mic, please. I hope you know you've heard the question first.
No, repeat the question, please.
Rich, are you just joining? Okay, I'm going to repeat again.
Don't forget her.
Hey, Ogini, the question is I'll read what is happening in Venezuela and then you give us the instance of it, what is happening in Nigeria, because two of them, both things are happening at the same time. Both countries share the same values and the same policy. So now we are in the second one, which also is close to the first one that we did. Now the second one is under all revenue mismanagement. The other one was under resource dependency, depending only on oil while the citizens are suffering. Now, this second part is now between 1999 and 2019, Venezuela earned over $1 trillion from oil exports, and most of this money disappeared through corruption, through mismanagement and offshore accounts. So it's the same thing happening in Nigeria. If you say it is happening in Nigeria, give us instances, give us example. How does that affect Nigerian citizens, even us Biafrans, because the oil that they are exporting, if it is happening in Nigeria, is Biafra oil. And what must Biafrans do so that we cut off this illegal extortion from Biafrans? You understand it now?
All right. Yeah, I do. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
manage your time,
Okay.
please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Greetings to all of your friends. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. I was kind of interrupted. And the question is a very good question. First of all, I greet all the comrades, all the Biafrans that are here present, all the freedom lovers and friends of Biafra, all the Biafra Defense Forces, and all the leaders, most especially our active Prime Minister and the Honorable Minister of Information, our leaders serving from different prisons for fighting for the freedom of their people, for defending their people against all these narcotic terrorists, killers who call themselves leaders. Special greetings and thanks to them. Greetings to you, our honorable tutor, for this your educating space. We are always educated. I will learn one or two things from all your spaces. For the comparison between the Venezuela events and what is happening in Nigeria, in fact, a lot of it. There are a lot of it. Somebody has unmuted. Who they unmute himself? Somebody is interrupting me, please. Okay. So, as a matter of fact, before I will proceed to answer that question, there is something that my attention was drawn to, and please, I just want to kindly address it briefly before I answer that question. As a matter of fact, whenever I come to space, the first thing I would do is to share. You understand? Most time I'm on the street, so I don't really look who is on the space. So somehow the contact I have on my phone, I just mark and send him and I share him on. So if you are always receiving share from me, please don't take it personal. If there's no any external reason attached to it, I sincerely apologize if you feel disturbed or you kind of because before my attention was drawn to it, I know other people must have felt the same way too. You understand? So I really apologize, but somehow I think I will be trying to watch to see who is on the space so that I don't share to that person again. You understand? So thank you very much. The question is, in Venezuela, a lot of people that speak against the bad governance are being imprisoned. Same is happening in Nigeria. When you speak against the governor, you are being imprisoned. A lot of the indigenes of Venezuela have been chased away, sent on exile just because of speaking against the bad governance. Same thing you also have in Nigeria as well. So the comparison is the same. The oil that is obtained from Venezuela is not for the development, for the well-being, for the good living, for standard living of the Venezuelans. The same thing applies in Nigeria with our Biafran oil. And the oil that comes from our land, we can't benefit anything from it. We can't have good hospitals or good roads or good schools or good infrastructure or job opportunity, good living from the oil they got from Nigeria, from the Biafra land, you understand? So the comparison is very large. The only thing I want to say to our people here is that now that America has taken charge of the Venezuela oil, we Biafrans, this is the time we need to call a spade a spade. We need to unite and fight as one. Yesterday I said, this is the era of freedom, and those that are serious-minded will be free by this great president, Donald J. Trump. But those that don't know what they are doing, those very confused Achikweto Akwono people, they will still remain in their slavery, and in few years to come, they will still use nations that are serious-minded, that have gotten their freedom from this Donald Trump era. They will still use those nations to make reference and example, like Somaliland, like Iran, that is at the verge of freedom, like Venezuela, that's also be freed. You understand? So what can we do to get out of all this mess we find ourselves is to come together, unite, and fight together, call a spade a spade. Let's move with the government that has taken the Biafra issue to the United States of America Congress, to the United States of America government, that has brought the Biafra issue to Donald Trump's table. That is the only way that we can be free. I'm talking about America with pulling out of United Nations and some of the organizations. That is the right move. But they should not just only pull out. They should come up with another United Nation that has civilized nations with Christians' value. Because the very one that we have today, the United Nations that we have today now, is the one that has Islamic jihadist terrorists, you understand, and leftists. So America should not just stop at pulling out. They should come with other nations, have an alliance with like-minded people, people that have the Western civilization, people that have the Christian civilization, people that have respect for the rule of law, for human life. So America needs to come up with such United Nation as well, different from the Islamic jihadist terrorist United Nation that wants to kill everybody, wipe out everybody, use our resources, use our oil to fund their terrorism. I think this is just all I want to kindly say. And before I hear the mic again, I still reiterate or I still repeat, please, if I've been disturbing with the sharing, don't take it personal, don't be offended, because when I get to the space, the first thing I do is to share. I don't even check who is on the space. I just share the space and mark and send it. Thank you very much. I hear the mic.
Yeah, Reg, it's not, I'm the one that made the comment. Not that it is a bad thing, but if you share again, you may feel that, oh, that you've shared the space, not knowing that you've not shared. You are sending it back to the inbox. It's not that it is a bad thing, no. You get the point? Not that you are disturbing. No, that is not what I meant. So some people may feel that what they have shared is in the timeline, open timeline for everyone to see, not knowing that it only ends in someone's inbox. Do you get my point?
Yeah, normally I do the general sharing of a post to the general sharing. Then I also share to individuals. Those individuals, I just bookmark. I just bookmark it and send it to Bob because I don't really know who is on the space.
I was talking about those that only end up in sending it to inbox, not posting it out there, so that they don't feel that they've shared the space when they have not shared the space. You understand?
Yes. I do. I understand. I understand you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. Okay, Mama. Thank you, Reg, for your submission. God bless you.
Ndewo, my beautiful sister, you are fantastic. Biafrans, I greet all of you. I greet everybody, and I will continue to pray to God that one day we will all be like this in Biafra land, dancing like crazy people. I greet my leader, Onyendu NNAMDI KANU, who was not just sentenced to life imprisonment because of Biafra, because they know that Biafra is coming, but because he is blocking all these foreign attaches milking us. I greet him. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama release him, because God released Paul and Silas. May they release our own Paul and Silas, Mazi, and our PM. You can now see why those two are in prison. Now, Biafrans, I also greet my current leader, Mazi Ogenkere, the man that is shaking the world right now. Because when you shake Nigeria, you are really shaking the world, because Nigeria is criminal hub for all these people, Venezuela, Europe, and all of them. Nigeria is their hub where they go to steal. So, Biafrans, we all know that whenever we are here, we have something at the back of our mind. That is how we will leave Nigeria. And that is Ejema and Eje. That's number one. So in delving into her question, the similarity of Venezuela and Nigeria as oil-producing nations. Venezuela, let me just go straight to it. Venezuela's oil and the drug money goes to him and his group of people, while the oil money in the zoo also goes to another drug lord, Tinubu, and the Sokoto Caliphate that has been ruling Nigeria since 1914. Don't doubt that. Sokoto Caliphate is the man that rules Nigeria. All these other ones, president and the vice, are just puppets in the hands of the puppeteers. So they thought that Islamizing us is to enslave us. They are also slaves to their slave masters. So any money they get from the oil, they use it to buy ammunition. You know, they will use it to buy ammunition. So Maduro's money, Nicolas Maduro, it doesn't kill his people the way Shetima and the rest are killing Nigerians, but he kills them in a different way. Why do I say that? Because when he was caught, I know some people are not happy, maybe people who benefit from it, but majority of them were jubilating on the streets. I saw it. These people are happy. It was like what happened when Traore came. The people of Burkina Faso were rejoicing, jubilating on the streets. So whenever you see all these African countries like Nigeria, Ghana, all of them criticizing anything, just know that it does not favor them. Why is Nigeria protesting about Venezuela being taking their Nicolas Maduro, taking their president? Is because Tinubu knows that if he does not cooperate with America, the same thing will happen to him, and extensively to Shetima, because Shetima said he is going to be the security chief. When they got in, Tinubu said, I will be the oil minister and gas. So they shared it among themselves. Everything happening in Venezuela, we say that the one happening in Nigeria, like Onyenyere said, is worse. They will kill and even kill a pregnant woman and bring out the child and kill. That is what they use their own oil money to do. They sponsor terrorism with their own oil money. terrorizing everybody, making the whole region unsafe. How can Nigeria progress? I looked up here when she talked about resource costs, and it says there resource costs or paradox of plenty describe how countries rich in natural resources like oil or mineral often experience worse economic growth, development, and democracy than resource poor nations. You see, the only reason why, in fact, they haven't finished all of us, is because Onyendu created this ESN. When the governors ignored doing that, and Yoruba created Omoteku, Hausa created Arewa whatever security. Only governors, those who they are using to suppress us. We can no longer be suppressed. Philippe Effiong told them after the war, these children, you are doing your takia, no victor, no vanquish, is a lie. He told them that if you do not treat them well, their children will come after you. And that is exactly what is coming up now. And for all this and many more, all the things all the speakers have said, and many more reasons that have not been touched, Biafrans, your only escape route is Ejema and Deje. Just as simple as that. That is your only escape route. If we do not leave, in fact, we are the key hole to Africans exiting from this European nation. During Berlin time, they shared us like they are sharing a cake. So, what are we doing? Why are we not seeing the handwriting on the wall? Why would any Biafran, those who are sabotaging, are still the link of these slave masters who are now doing it? They call it neo-colonialism. All these things are not our language. When Biafra comes, we will sit down and organize ourselves and know which language that suits us better. Now, what they are doing is the one they call Igbo Muslim. Another way of fighting us. But it is dead on arrival because it will not germinate. Our forefathers resisted them. Do you people remember that Arabs were the first slave masters? They were the first people that came, tried to Islamize our forefathers. But because it does not conform with our culture and our belief, they rejected it. So we will not allow them this time. Christianity is the thing that gives you the freedom to exercise your right, do whatever you want to do, provided you are still within the law. This is why they held Onyendu, because Onyendu is only stopping them halfway. Onyendu is stopping them halfway. Venezuela and Africa alliance with Nigeria, they are all the same. As Tuto said, where is Ghana when they were massacring us? Where is even South Africa? Where is all these countries in Africa? Till tomorrow, they are still killing Biafrans. They are still killing Christians. None of them can open his dirty mouth to tell these people to stop. It is only Donald Trump. God bless him. And God will continue to bless him. Only him. Even the UK, they were nowhere to be found. Onyendu is their citizen. Because Onyendu is really trying to block them from coming to take what belongs to us. If you go to Section 1 of a Theft Act, taking something that belongs to somebody with the intention of permanently depriving that person of it. So taking our oil, what does it mean? Is it not daylight robbery? So Biafrans, I don't know in detail what the Venezuelan president is doing with his own money that he's extorting from his people, keeping them hungry. If you go to People's Gazette, it said that 141 million people will go and die in hunger in 2026. So Biafrans, you need to donate. Donate. It's a must. We can't be begging you. All these people that has money, they will go and be bowing down to Shetima. Pascal, called the Cubana chief priest. Obi Cubana, do you people know that they took his business away from him in November to December? So this ofala that he made in December is just to pretend and show them that no matter what they do to him, that he still has money. Whenever we talk, they will go and protest. Oh, what you are doing in Venezuela is not good. It's not good. Where do they hear it from? Online. So have they not heard about Biafra? They hear everything, but they pretend. So when Biafra comes, we shall see. Biafra is coming. Let nobody think that this Biafra will not come. It is coming. But you will have to make it come quick by donating Ejema and Deje. Thank you, my people. And thank you, tutors, for all your research, everything you say and do. In fact, I appreciate you as the day goes by. And many of you, Onyenyere, I love you all for all your contribution. 1 million Asiebu and Unko Dinamba. Simon Ekpa, 1 million Biafra. I appreciate all of you so much. You are powerful Biafrans. Veteran and Cyprian, our COS, original COS. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Please don't give up. Biafra is coming. One pastor said that God told him, he's a Yoruba man, that God told him that Biafra, this is how Biafra is going to be, which means that Biafra has come. That Biafra has come in spirit, but the only thing they are waiting for is the day Biafra will come physically. So let no one be weak-minded or cold-footed. Biafra is here, my people. Toti, my brother, I see you. Ndewono. Thank you so much.
There were the original mama. God bless you. We are learning from you, the beautiful woman. Our lovely minister, Mama Betty. We love you so much. You are beautiful in and out, well behaved. You have home training. Yes, so we don't need to meet a prophetess for that one. We can see it, we can feel it, we can smell it. Thank you so much for gracing this place and always speaking to Biafrans. When you finish your program, you come here directly and continue to speak to them. God bless you for this strength and the love you have for Biafrans. Thank you so much. You see, my co-host, when I don't wake up, Minister, 1 million. You have the mic. Oh. Do we have the same oil like these people? Are we benefiting from it? Yes. 1 million, are you there? Hey, he's not there. Minister, 1 million. Maybe he's in the other room. Okay, now so let's continue since no other. My co-host, do you have anything to say before we go to the Highway 10? Onyeka, wait first.
Isn't he there? It's like he wants to speak. Insi, are you there? Well, Onyeka, you can speak. Onyeka, take over the mic if you have anything to say before we can go to another session.
I want sorry, so my people, my Jare, thank you so much for please make no verse for me, I beg. The way it be me, I'm telling you, Mechuko can help us and to do because if our generation here fell, we're inexcusable. Because Chukwuoke, God have given us everything. For those who God help us, God Chukwuoke have helped us, given us everything that others don't have. Starting from our eternal leader, it's all today. From there to our leader, to our prime minister, to our APM, to you and I here. And he has given us, he made us to be outside, to be able to open our eyes to see things. The enemy think that they deliberately before want to push us out of our land, so that our land will be empty. Yes, that is their intent. But Chukwuoke turned that going out as a blessing, because those of us outside, they are reason why our freedom is moving. If not, everything would not be possible. Yes, that is why we are here. And if you are in abroad and you are there to support this freedom, to get your own land, your own heaven, your own portion, and they ignore it, I am telling you, the nature will judge you. Okay, I'm telling you the truth. Because you are here, a man whose land is other state does not be hotel or making this thing. There's something they are doing in Kitana, this zoo. There's one game they're playing. I want us to see it. You know how to make the world think that everything is okay in our land. That Mazen NNAMDI KANU and Prime Minister Manefa is the reason behind the insecurity in our land. And now they are imprisoned. Everywhere is quiet. So that's the game they want to play. And they're using these people this morning. You know, I hate these guys so much. This Peace Square. I hate them. I hate them so much for their self-centeredness and their this thing. The idiot, he say in the village now, is the drinking permit. The other one day, one body ask, he says the village, do you come with the security? No. Anybody stop you? No. You see the other one again, they call it.
Onyeka, hold on. You will come to that side. It's getting very late here. Cherry, I know your blood is hot. Wait first, you will continue. Oh, help me, Biko. Okay, just hold break first. I'll give you the mic again. Are you there?
My lady, go ahead. Go ahead. No. I understand you guys, my lady, please, okay? Because we are, is that there? Go ahead. Hey, what you said is
Okay,
right.
so let me just round
Oh,
up this.
no problem, no problem. Your which is my command. Thank you.
Real wish is my command. Your blood, they hot. Okay, my people. Nsi is not there, so let's continue. And if I cannot reach the other section, then we'll call it a day. All right, so we want to look at the pathway that they move this, transport this cocaine, and it is called Highway 10. The cocaine is super highway which connects Venezuela to Nigeria. Yeah, that is the name, Highway 10. So Highway 10 is what international law enforcement agencies officially call the transatlantic cocaine route from South America, especially this Venezuela and then Brazil, to West Africa. And when we say West Africa, we are talking about Nigeria being the main transit hub for this cocaine. So police all over the world have pointed to West Africa. And, when I say West Africa, I'm talking about Nigeria as the primary entry point for South America cocaine heading to Europe. That is the batch, that is the label. So the route is called Highway 10 because it follows the 10 parallel north latitude, 10 degrees above the equator. And it is the shortest, very, very short, the shortest distance across the Atlantic Ocean between the South America north coast and the West Africa western coast. So the distance is approximately, from what I found out, 2,500 kilometers of open ocean. That is the distance. So it is very, very short. And they will carry out this transaction within a twinkle of hours. So why would they call it a highway? Because it is used so frequently, every time they use it, and they use it systematically. You see, it operates like a paved road. It has all the infrastructure in it. It is well organized. You cannot even track anything. And the Nigeria sits at the end of that highway as the main receiving depot of this cocaine. So before I explain how the 10 highway operates today, to the best of my ability, if you know, as I'm reading, you can also make some research so that when you pick the mic, you have what to contribute. We need to understand the historical irony of this route. Biafrans, we have suffered, honestly, and each time we have a program like this, we keep on reminding ourselves of the suffering of our ancestors, because I don't know why Nigerians keep on maintaining the route of our slavery. Yeah. So historically, between the 19th and 16th and 19th centuries, this same Atlantic route from West Africa to South America was the same route that was used to transport millions of enslaved Africans to Brazil. Not only Brazil, to this same Venezuela, Colombia, and other parts of South America. You see? So they use this route. So ship left port in what is now Nigeria, Ghana, Benin, Togo, carrying our ancestors in chains. I don't know why they took them in chains, followed the same route, and they are still bringing evil, still transporting our all through the same route. I don't really know the memory that they want us to have as Biafrans. And the earlier we come together to end this madness, the better for us. I told you last time that there are two memories, the memories that Biafrans have and the memory that Nigerians have. Our own memories are filled with pains, agony, hunger, slavery. Nigerians don't have this kind of memory. They have connections, they have opportunities, they have wealth. We don't have all this. So the same route that they, transported millions of forefathers to these countries is what they're using to bring cocaine to Nigeria. So they crossed the Atlantic Ocean on this route to be sold as slaves in South American plantations. You see? So emotional. Why are Biafrans sitting on the fence? Is it really proper for us to be remembering this suffering every time when the only solution is paper? If God has blessed you, why don't you just make up your mind for the sake of your forefathers who were carried in chains, passing through this same route? And up till now, that route has not been closed. It is still open to continuously transport millions of Biafrans for same slavery, using them as drug traffickers, prostitution. Are we not supposed to come together to close this route once and for all? Now, in 200 years later, the same route operates in a reverse form. Cocaine produced in South America crosses the Atlantic on the same path, arriving in the same West African port, destroying our communities with drugs, violence, and corruption. The same route, my people, that enslaved our ancestors, now enslaves our communities with narcotics. I don't know how many of you is feeling the way I am feeling. I don't know. I'm not there with you, but it is so emotional that up till now we have not been able to close this route. So let's just walk through this highway thing. Let's look at how it works, because this is a sophisticated, organized system involving South American cartel and the Nigerian criminal network, Sahara terrorists, and even European mafias. They are all in it. And it has 6 steps of how they operate. So we have step 1, which is the loading point. And this loading point is in Venezuela. And this is what Trump called the cartel of the sons. So the journey begins in Venezuela, especially in the Apure state on the border with Colombia. And you could see Colombia president that was bragging, Trump, you cannot do me anything. If you want to arrest me, my citizens will protest. Today, he has gone to arrange for a meeting with President Trump because he knows what is coming. So when I was just researching, I came to, I now understand why he was bragging, because the cocaine is produced in Colombia. So Trump did not make mistake by accusing him, telling him, you stay there and produce cocaine and you send it to America. And every year, they lose how many people? 300,000 in a year due to drugs. You see? So this region is controlled by what the US federal prosecutors call the cartel of the sun. So it is a network of Venezuelan military generals with high-ranking officials in it. So when Trump captured Maduro on that January 3rd, one of the charges was that he worked with this cartel of the Suns to facilitate cocaine trafficking. So let's look at how it works. So Colombia FARC dissidents, guerrilla groups involved in cocaine production. Those are those that produce this cocaine. And they will produce cocaine in Colombia and transport it across the border into Venezuela, Apuro State. So instead of stopping the drugs, listen to who is aiding them. When I tell you they are the same people, the Venezuelan military generals under Maduro government, they actually help them. Intelligence report confirmed that these Venezuelan military generals sanctioned the construction of clandestine death air trips in remote jungle areas specifically to receive cocaine shipments. Military. And to even make it worse, Venezuela also have what is called Venezuela's National Guard. This is the country military police force. And what are they also doing? They provide perimeter security for these drug loading operations. So instead of arresting these traffickers, they protect them. And in exchange for this protection, these generals received millions of dollars. So that is why Maduro was charged with narco-terrorism, because Venezuela's government and the military were directly involved in cocaine trafficking, the same as Nigeria. So once the cocaine is collected in Venezuela, it needs to cross the Atlantic, and the cartels use several methods to cross it. One of such methods is what they call the fishing trawlers. This is the old, like old fishing boat that looks very innocent. You will not even suspect something is inside it. But they have hidden compartments filled with this cocaine. So this boat can carry several tons. They also carry it through cargo ship. We know cargo ship very well. Commercial vessels that, they hide this cocaine in legitimate cargo containers. So imagine, a container ship carrying thousands. Only one or two contains cocaine hidden among the legal goods. Private jet, I was watching this immigration, what do they call this program, from YouTube, and they arrested some people in the airport. I think they call it, is it borders check or whatever? And they caught them, and I was asking, if people know that if they carry drugs and travel, that they will be caught, why are they doing it? And will it be all these small kilos that will move market for them? Something came into my mind that most of these drugs that they smuggle into countries are carried by private jets. Yes, because they don't check all these private jets. So most of them, Tinubu can even carry when he's, flying up and down. As my brother Onyeka said, all these pulpit bandits, all of them, they all have private jet. Have you thought, why is it that everybody in Nigeria now, once they steal Nigeria money, is to buy private jets? Have you thought of that? Once they have money, they go for private jets because there is a business. So another way they transport this cocaine is using private jets, and they use it for smaller, high-value shipments. So cartel use executive jets that fly the 2,500 kilometers non-stop across the Atlantic, landing on a remote airstrip in West Africa. So far as your jet can fly this distance, 2,500 kilometers, you don't have problem, you are in for the business. And they also use submersible submarines. Yes, the actual submarines. These are homemade vessels that travel just below the water surface, so you cannot track anything. It is not possible. It's nearly impossible for you to detect by radar. So they can carry up to 8 tons of cocaine using this submarine. So imagine a level of sophistication that these people have. So this cartel go to the extent of having submarine. See how wealthy they are. Military protection, international network. See how deep this business is. So when they finish loading it, so the next thing they will have to do is the Atlantic crossing, following the 10th parallel. So once it is loaded in that Venezuela or Brazil, the cocaine vessel now begin the Atlantic crossing on Highway 10, following the 10 parallel north latitude. So this route is so specific because it is the shortest distance across the Atlantic. So it means that it will consume less fuel and less time at the sea. So it also reduces the risk of detection. And there are fewer patrol vessels in this area compared to routes closer to the United States or Europe. So look at the journey that they take coming to West Africa. So this will now take approximately 7 to 10 days, depending on the vessel. You understand? So during this journey now, the cocaine values increase dramatically. I don't know if you are with me. So between these 7 to 10 days, the price of this cocaine will increase. In Venezuela, a kilogram of cocaine costs about 2,500 to produce. So when it arrives West Africa, that same kilogram now will cost $15,000. Look at the markup, 500% markup already. So by the time it reaches Europe, that kilogram will sell for 50,000 or more dollars. So you see the markup, about 2,000% from production cost. Now, this is why stopping Highway 10 will devastate international cartel. Trump knows what he's doing. So the route is their most profitable corridor, and Nigeria is the gateway. So now, when they move through this Atlantic Ocean, they now enter Nigeria, which is the main hub. 80% entry point. 80%. So Nigeria role as the main African hub for Highway 10 cocaine. You find it in Nigeria. Look at the journey from Venezuela, pass through the Atlantic, and then reach West Africa. And where is it going? Nigeria. And according to Gbenga Mambo, he is the Director of Operations at Nigerian National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. We all know it. He said that over 80% of cocaine entering Nigeria comes from Brazil through Highway 10. It is there online. You can go and search for it. That is the statement from him. He said Brazil serves as the collection point for cocaine from Peru, Bolivia, Chile, Venezuela, and Colombia because of its massive borders and the Amazon River system that cartels use for transport. So when the cocaine now arrives, primarily at the Nigerian airport, which you know now, Lagos, but it also arrives at other West African countries, but small amounts, like Guinea, Bissau, like our brother mentioned before, Guinea, Conakry, Senegal, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Cape Verde. Now, do you see why Ghana protested when when Maduro was arrested? You see why Ghana protested? Because they are benefiting from it. So, but Nigeria is the main hub because of the geographic position. Nigeria has a long Atlantic coastline with multiple ports, like the Lagos, Port Harcourt, Warri, Calabar in those days, and Bonny. So this port now handle massive commercial shipping, making it easy to hide cocaine in legitimate cargo. And also, why Nigeria is the main hub is because of corruption. Imagine Nigeria being ranked as 140 out of 180 countries on the Corruption Perception Index. So you find corruption in Nigeria, especially now that the president is the drug lord. Another reason why Nigeria is the main hub is infrastructure. Nigeria has road network. Nigeria has airports. Nigeria has connection to the rest of Africa that makes this deal, distributable. So they cannot do without Nigeria. And the reason why Nigeria is the hub is the criminal network. Nigeria organized crime groups. These crime groups are among the most sophisticated in the world. Look at what they use to label Nigeria, with connection to South America cartel, European mafia, and Asian triad. You see? You may be asking me, why are you saying like this? I'm saying with evidence, because I have evidence to back up what I'm saying. I have evidence, documented evidence of Nigeria's role. In 2006, Nigeria authorities seized how many? 14 tons of cocaine in a single shipping container at Tin Can port in Lagos. This was the largest cocaine seizure in West Africa history at that time. So think about that, 14,000 kilograms of pure cocaine in one container. So if that much got caught, imagine how much will just get through without being caught. In 2010, I am saying with evidence, take me to anywhere. Nigeria seized 450 kilograms of cocaine that came from Chile. 2010, Nigeria seized 130 kilograms of heroin from Iran at Tin Can Port, Lagos, showing that the Highway 10 is also used for heroins, not only cocaine. In 2008, Cape Verde authorities seized 679 kilograms of cocaine in two separate operations, cocaine that was banned for Portugal. So between that 2000 to 2004, Italian authorities documented that, I think MID is here, documented that the Calabrian mafia, which is one of the world's most powerful criminal organizations, shipped several hundred kilograms of cocaine from Colombia through Togo to Italy. You see what is happening? And the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime reported this in March, this March 2025 that just passed, that there is a boom in global cocaine supply and that Nigeria is a major trafficking hub for consolidating cocaine entering Africa and redistributing it to Europe and the Middle East. UN is aware, but they closed their mouth after making this comment. No action because they are benefiting from it. So these are just the seizures that we have. International law enforcement estimate that the seizure represents only 10 to 20% of total drug flow. So if Nigeria sees 14 tons in one container, that means cartel successfully moved 70 to 140 tons that year. Do you follow what I'm saying? I don't know if you're still hearing me.
Yes, we're hearing you.
Okay, thank you.
Auntie Tutos, we are hearing you.
Okay, this internet, I may be talking to myself without knowing. So now, in that Nigeria, there's what we have as Nigerian Criminal Network, which is the cult groups. You see, that, my people, as our brother said, we have to sanitize Biafra land. Nigeria have spoiled our youth. We have to sanitize Biafra land. They have cult groups. Once cocaine arrives in Nigeria, it is handled by sophisticated Nigerian criminals organization. I'm going to call their names. In 2023, Global Report on Cocaine published by the UN Office on Drugs and Crime. I just finished reading. They published it. What did they do? Nothing. They specifically identified these Nigerian criminal groups operating in the international, not local, cocaine trade. What are these names? Black Axe, Maphite, Vikings, Eye, Confraternity, and Buccaneers. When we were in the universities, we used to hear all these names. But these people have advanced now. Yes, they have the remnants in the university, and they have their boss out there leading them. You see? So now, what happened is that many Nigerians recognize these names, which is what I'm saying. We all recognize it very well. This group started as a small campus called societies in Nigerian universities in the 1970s and 1980s. And they were supposedly student fraternities. We all know this thing. But they now evolve into international criminal organization. They are involved in drug trafficking. They are involved in human trafficking. They are involved in fraud. They are involved in violence. Politicians are using them. Why? Because of lack of employment. They pay them, give them money, say, carry these drugs. You will make money, quick money, and they will accept. So today, this group now have members across Africa, across Europe, across Asia, across America. They work with the South American cocaine cartel, the Mexican drug organization, Italian mafia, and Chinese triad. You see? Now, let me give you an example of how powerful this Nigerian network are. Remember the name we used to hear that time, Obonnaya Okobo Ivo? Please, if you remember this name, can you just give me thumbs up? Obonnaya Okobo Ivo. We used to hear this name. He's also known as John. I don't know. So he was described by the Ivorian media as the biggest drug trafficker in West Africa. So this Nigerian man, Obonnaya, operated from a luxury hotel that he owned and called the hotel the Free World Hotel in Abidjan, Ivory Coast. That was where he lived. And he owns several other luxurious properties across West Africa. And it did not only end there, he helped different international drug cartels traffic narcotics across the entire sub-region. He was finally arrested in December 2018, but only after years of operating openly, nobody arrested him until that year. Why did it take so long? He had protection because he paid officials. The system protected him. So when Nigerian cult group become international drug cartel and the biggest drug trafficker in West Africa operate from a luxury hotel with impunity for years, what does that tell you about who controls Nigeria? You see a small boy tell you, I'll beat you, nothing will happen. And it is true, nothing will happen. They are all protected. You arrest them and take them to police. The police will receive phone call. Release him, he's my boy. This is a cartel state, and this network operates with the same impunity that Maduro cartel of the Sun operated in Venezuela until Trump captured him. Now, there is another one called the Sahel Express, which is now they're now using this money to fund terrorism. Terrorism can never end. Obasanjo said that all of them are benefiting from terrorism. It is an industry. It will never end. Because now I want